Guys, my worst fear has been actualized.
Men in Colorado know who the I am and put it on their cartoon that's been around for 25 years. I'm really that. I really showed the world how to love yourself.
All right, y'all, a little bit of house cleaning before we get started. For those who've been rocking with me from day one, I appreciate the support. For those who may be new here, coming in or out of the door, for me, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, get it cracking in the comments. Every bit of your engagement helps promote me into the YouTube algorithm. I thank y'all for the support. Now, let's get to it. I wonder if someone should tell her the difference between famous and infamous. I don't think she really fully comprehends the difference. Sure, on the surface, Lizzo is famous for her music. I take nothing away from her for that. I give her all credit. I don't listen to her music, so I can't be an objective critic of her music because I don't listen to it. But I'll give her credence that she is famous because of her music. Now, she's also infamous for her antics outside of her music. That's where the shadow is cast upon her, her infamy. Lizzo antics outside of her music is what makes her infamous, and I don't really think she understands the difference between infamy and fame. But we're going to take a deep dive and look and see what these creators of South Park have really delved into by highlighting her whole body positive movement, her whole I don't give a F about what anybody else says. As long as I'm happy in my skin, I'm going to keep doing me. Before we get started, this video has been highly edited. I have blocked out the video. You will not be able to see it. Also, any audio you hear have been distorted. It's for copyright purposes. I do not need a copyright strike against my channel, and I'm not willing to get one. So even though it has been highly edited, you will be able to understand and get the gist of what's going on in the video. So before we get started, just know it has been highly edited, but you will be able to understand. You will still be able to see Lizzo and her reactions to the South Park episode. So without any further ado, you know how we do over here. There's nothing left to do but drop the video. Let's go. Drop it.
Guys, my worst fear has been actualized. I've been referenced in a South Park episode. I'm so scared. I'm gonna blind duet to it right now.
Here we go. I'm telling you, Sheila, these new drugs are pretty amazing. I was feeling so ashamed of myself, watching Randy go out and exercise all the time and not eating as much. But I just don't have the same kind of willpower he has. Which of the drugs are you on, Sharon? Ozempic, Manjaro? Oh no, I talked to my doctor. He said insurance would only pay for those if I had diabetes. But if you can't afford them, then how are you managing your weight? Don't you know, Sheila? Now there's a whole new obesity drug for those of us who can't afford Ozempic and Manjaro. I've controlled all my cravings to be thinner with Lizzo. It's Lizzo. FDA-approved Lizzo makes you feel good about your weight, and it costs 90% less than Ozempic. I've lowered my standards and my expectations. It's Lizzo. In case studies, 70% of patients on Lizzo no longer care how much they weigh. I don't give two shits. It's Lizzo. Lizzo helps you eat everything you want and keep physical activity to a minimum. Some patients report constipation while listening to Lizzo. Stop listening to Lizzo if you experience serious side effects may include pancreatitis. What the fucking album? Are you living with concerns of obesity? Ask about the power of not giving a fuck with Lizzo.
The wild.
That's crazy. I just feel like, damn, I'm really that bitch. I'm really that bitch. I really showed the world how to love yourself and not give a fuck to the point where these men in Colorado know who the fuck I am and put it on their cartoon that's been around for 25 years. I'm really that bitch, and I'll show y'all how to not give a fuck, and I'm going to keep on showing you how to not give a fuck. Oh, Lizzo, bitch.
I think Matt and Trey were brilliant for this. And I think this completely went over Lizzo's head. Yeah, sure, you could say she tried to take a negative and spin it into a positive, but she did a bad job of doing it. It just looks, I just got to call it for what it is, man. A sad attempt by a person who got their ass roasted
on South Park trying to save face.
When I see Lizzo, I often think of the kid who didn't quite fit in school, the kid that had struggles with assimilating into societal norms. And I don't believe that she always started off this way. I don't know her on a personal level. I can't attest to any of her childhood or even her adulthood struggles, but I can say what it looks like on the outside. It appears to be a person that struggles with social norms. I also believe Lizzo struggles with authority. So I think she rejects these values wholeheartedly. Being grossly overweight is an issue. A person like myself have even struggled with my own issues with weight, and I was nowhere near her size. So I know there are enormous health issues with being a certain size. Now, this video is in no attempt to defame, make fun, poke fun, Lizzo in any shape, form, or fashion. This is for educational purposes. Now, with that being said, I do believe that Lizzo and her whole body positive movement, not giving a F about what people say, may give her some form of strength on the surface, but it also is a form of weakness, because if you cannot look at yourself in the mirror, if you cannot look at yourself and see that there are some adjustments that need to be made, I don't think you're a fully conscious adult. Because when you enter into adulthood, you realize that there are certain things you have to do, not because it makes you feel good, because there are certain things you have to do because that's just how they are. And adults have to come to a cognitive decision point in their mind to do things that are beneficial for the long run. And sure, her body positivity movement has its merits on the surface, but in the long run, it does nothing but harm people that share her reflection. Being unhealthy to the point where it affects your health is something that you cannot obfuscate on the fact of just feel-good platitudes. You have to take your health serious. You only have one life, and you only have one chance at it. Make the best of it. Now, what they did in this episode, I found quite brilliant, because it speaks to a lot of things. It also speaks to the values that Lizzo espoused. Not giving a F about what anyone says, live in your own truth. No matter what size you are, be free and happy. It feels good. It's symbolism, but it does nothing to add to any value to someone's life who are actually going through the physical impediments or impediments that she has. And South Park really showed you in the clip, or the episode, I should say, that these things have real world consequences. This is not just social media fodder, I should say. These things have consequences. And when people take these empty platitudes and symbolisms into their reality, a lot of times what they're not telling you, the people on social media like Lizzo, she's not telling you or showing you the people who die from these platitudes and symbolisms. She's not showing you the people that have tremendous health issues for not taking care of their health. She's not showing you the people who are laid up in comas, who are on dialysis, who have to take metformin and Ozempic and all types of type 2 diabetes medicine to actually get over it, to cope with the symptoms, so you don't have sight loss, so you don't have to have your certain body parts, your appendages removed. She doesn't show you any of those things. She just shows that she's Lizzo. She has millions of dollars. She's happy. She's free. She's doing whatever she wants. She's twerking at basketball games with her rear end out, I should say. And you're only seeing the good things that she's doing. You're not seeing her struggles. And I think she does a disservice to the community at large to not show her struggles. People have to see the good as well as the bad. And if you only show the good, what are we doing here? If you only show her living her best life and not the things that are harming her, then you're doing a disservice to people who share her reflection. This is an epidemic in this country. Obesity is an epidemic in this country. And I think to make light of it, just to feel good, just so you can walk around with a false air of confidence, is detrimental. It doesn't push society forward in a healthy way. And we got to stop doing this. It's not healthy. And I don't have any shade to throw towards Lizzo. I know she struggles with something that I myself struggle with, and I won't make fun of her or make light of her physical issues she's having with it in regards to her weight. But I will say this. Sometimes you have to look in the mirror and adjust. Sometimes you have to look in the mirror and deal with the man that or woman you see before the mirror. That's all I got, man. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, get it cracking in the comments. 2 fingers. Peace. We out. See y'all on the next one.
I'm making a difference.
Like Jesus.
I don't ask for much from you. It's like you don't got the time to lose. Made me feel like I'm a burden when I tell you how I'm hurting. No, you just say you're sorry to say you did. I ain't over it. So let me take my time and talk my shit till I'm over it. Ooh, if you don't want the hate, you should act right. I'll be talking about you in the past time when you say